for the Rams to go out and make a trade, that says a lot about the offensive line that's not playing well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep 6 or 7 guys on the offensive line, leaving a ton of room in case of waivers. This is not a 53 that anybody can predict, because this 53-man roster is not going to have everybody that was on the Rams roster during the preseason. We've already seen that firsthand with the Sony Michel trade. But furthermore, I think you're going to see a lot of waiver claims. Maybe not a ton, but maybe 2 or 3. I mean, if you really think about it, what has Coleman Shelton done to solidify his role on here? What has Bobby Evans done? What, Chandler Brewer, I like him, but what has he done to solidify, to make sure he is on this Super Bowl roster? My point here is that you have your starting 5, Whitworth, Edwards, Allen, Corbett, and Havenstein. Then you have your 6th man in Joseph Noteboom, who's not going anywhere. He's not playing, and that tells me they really like him, and he could potentially be the left tackle of the future. Then you have Tremaine Ankrum, who I really like, who can play a little bit of everything. And because of Tremaine Ankrum's ability to play all 5 positions, and because Corbett was originally the center and they're using Allen, they technically have 3 centers. They don't need to keep Coleman Shelton. And because of their cross-training versatility and ability from having Coach Cromer coach them, they don't need to keep Evans. I'm not keeping Evans over keeping J.R. Reed or Juju Hughes. No way. I'm not keeping Evans over keeping Ernest Brown. I'm not keeping Evans over keeping Chris Garrett or Tristan Jackson or Bryson Hopkins. I'm not doing it. So, furthermore, I think 6 or 7 guys you're looking at for the Rams, likely 7, I think. The Rams will keep 7, and then they'll look in waivers. So don't be surprised if it's a 51 or 52-man roster, and they leave a lot of that room open in case other guys become an option. So that's what I'll say in that regard. Now, let me catch up here, because I do tend to ramble on. That's just to answer your question, Scott. I do think that other moves are coming. I like the trade as well, Antonio. I always thought Marlon Mack was an option. Very interesting. Marlon Mack's coming off the same injury Cam Akers suffered. Maybe he would have been an option, but I definitely think the familiarity with Sony Michel. One, they saw him in the Super Bowl. He scored the game-sealing touchdown against the Rams in the Super Bowl. And then furthermore, just that familiarity with Thomas Brown. Now, keep in mind, it was 2015. Thomas Brown only had him for 1 year. The 1 year he had Sony Michel had the most touches in his career. And I'm talking NFL and college. The most touches, he had the most yards, and he had the biggest, as far as we're talking pass catching, he had the most usage in the passing game with Thomas Brown. So if that tells you anything, tells you that Thomas Brown likes this guy, he trusted this guy, and definitely signed off on this move. It makes a lot of sense if you're a Patriots fan joining and you're wondering, why did they do this? It makes a lot of sense. Ramondre Stevenson out of Oklahoma, they really like. When they drafted him, they had an idea. Sony Michel, who they didn't bring back on the 5th-year option, he was going to be a free agent. They weren't going to re-sign him. So they had a good idea when Ramondre Stevenson blew up in preseason. They had Damian Harris, who's really excelled as a running back, and they have James White, who they re-signed. They had a pretty good inclination that Sony Michel wasn't going to make this team, and so they wanted to get some value for him. The Rams are smart because I understand there are folks out there say, why would you trade for a guy that's clearly going to get cut? Because here's the thing. He was never going to get cut. The Patriots were easily going to be able to deal him because there are injuries. And when you wait this long into this close to the season, all of a sudden, the Patriots have more leverage. So the Rams need to do this now in case the Jaguars say, we're like, well, we don't really like Carlos Hyde that much. We'd like Sony Michel to go with James Robinson. We lost Travis Etienne. There's probably a boatload of injuries on the way. That is the way the NFL works. So to go out, get out in front of everybody else, make this trade, not be stuck in a competition, it was a smart idea for the Rams, and they didn't give up too much. So that's what I'll say on that. It'd be cool if we got KJ Wright and Austin Reeder also. I think Reeder got picked up. KJ Wright, I don't think the Rams need to sign KJ Wright. I have the Rams right now, and guys, I'll have my 53-man video later on this week, and then we'll do our watch party on Saturday, and then I will have my final 53 prediction, and then on top of that, as long as I don't have a job yet, I'm planning on doing a live stream for the cut down day. So we'll have a live stream. We'll update all the cuts. I'll break it all down, and that is my plan. So kind of a watch party with the Rams cuts, as morbid as that sounds. I don't think they need KJ Wright. I have them keeping 4 linebackers. Look, let's just be real here. Fuller, Rapp, Burgess, and Nick Scott, and you could argue J.R. Reed and Juju Hughes could all play a pseudo linebacker role, which because of that versatility means that you really don't have to keep a ton of linebackers. I look at Jake Gervais as a project that will probably be on the practice squad. I look at Christian Roseboom if he makes it and doesn't get picked up by, former linebacker coach Joe Barry over in Green Bay, which I think would make a lot of sense since they just cut Kamal Martin. If he doesn't get picked up, then the Rams could put him in the practice squad. But after that, I think Kaiser's going to miss the squad. I think they're going to keep 4. I think they'll keep Kenny Young. I think they'll keep Troy Reeder. They'll keep Traven Howard and Ernest Jones. And that'll be the linebacker group. I know it's crazy, but it's not a good sign, in my opinion, for Micah Kaiser that he was playing in the third quarter in the second preseason game when you have Dante Dion, who is not even suiting up, and he's healthy. So I think that makes Dante Dion a lock unless he plays this weekend. So I'm feeling pretty good about my projections. I'm going to share them fully with you later on in the week. We'll do a video on it. And then I'm, again, going to have one last, crack at it. Maybe just update it a little bit right before the cut down day. And then we'll have that live stream on the cut down day. You don't want to miss it. All questions will be answered. We'll just make sure it's a big coverage type of deal.